evening. And the voices from the edge, but it is the triple A's plus M with a sweet tooth. So we are so glad to have you this evening, and we hope that you join us because we know that we are competing with the State of the Union. So you do have Anitra, Andrea, August as the host, and we have our lovely Momo, and she'll take you through her sweeter side of food today. Also, Andrea will be talking about the acts, right, Andrea?
The Save Act.
Yep, the Save Act. So we're going to get a deeper dive into the Save Act, and then we have a dramatic, formative reading from our Anitra. So, with that said, first of all, let's talk about the elephant that is definitely in the room. And what is that elephant, ladies? It is today's 2026 State of the Union. Haha. Hello, Jazzy. We do have our Roman reporter. I just love when Jazzy is on. She gives me life along with Angry Army vet as well. Hopefully, she'll be able to join. But today is the 2026 State of the Union, and let's talk about the numbers. We know that Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution mandates that the president periodically inform Congress about the state of the union, including budget reports and legislative proposals. It is also a chance for the president to review their um he doesn't have achievement, but okay, achievements with not just Congress watching live, but the public as well. President Trump is set to deliver the 2026 State of the Union address tonight, which is February 27th. So let's talk about some of the components that will be in there. One, the budget. So I'm going to go to Momo. But what do you think about the budget? What do you think he could say about the budget?
It's good to be the best budget ever. We're going to balance the budget. No more deficit. We're getting trillions of dollars from all those tariffs, those wonderful tariffs.
You're killing me right now. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay, Andrea, take over the economy.
Well, take over the economy. It's failing, and if as long as he's president, it's going to continue to fail because the only people or persons he's looking after are the wealthy, and they already have money.
All right. Don't fail me now. Anitra, education.
Yeah, he needs an education. Every child is that wasn't left behind is left behind, and they're gonna need some extra days in the summertime. Roll them in because his education, our educational system is just nobody's paying attention to the core systems because they're so busy taking care of scandals.
All right. And back over to Momo with immigration.
Okay, I'm be serious now.
No, don't be. Please, please give us life. Give us life. Immigration.
I was just gonna say we're so much safer. We got all the bad hombres locked up. You can walk down to the cafe with your lover. Everybody's safer because everybody's locked up. No, but seriously though, like Jazzy said, it's going to be 2 hours of rambling and lies and trying
Windmills.
trying to gaslight everyone into thinking everything is Joe Biden's fault, it's the Democrats' fault, and everything is wonderful. No, he's actually going to lie. Immigration right now, it's ridiculous. We have needed immigration reform for a very, very long time, but the way that he's doing it, it's not the way. It's not the way. We need a new plan.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have defense. I'm going to take defense because I take a defense against him totally ruining this country. And Hegseth, where have you been? We haven't heard from you. When you don't hear from them, that's when you need to be worried because now we're about to go to war with Iran. And that is a problem. So please make sure that you guys pay attention. Pay attention because the bullshit is definitely stirring. And we need to make sure people understand that these 6 items, I cannot say that he has passed 20% of them. I
Yeah.
can't really say that. Education, standard of living. I mean, we didn't even talk about standard of living. Anitra, why don't you take standard of living for me?
Standard of living is really it's going down. It's getting exponentially more expensive again with the wages are stagnant and everybody's got so much uncertainty. And then we're getting all these new wars. And I think that people are really starting to see again, it's starting to hit them at home between the tariffs and the extra money going out. You know, you can't make $100 stretch. $100 is the new $60. How about that? And people are going to be sick of it, and it's just going to get worse and worse. And then you got like the situation out there where you're at in New York, that area, or all these things are going to cause higher what you call it, energy bills and all that, and people are not taking that into account. So if energy's going up and food's going up and housing is going up and the wages aren't going up, and what are we going to do? People are going to be hungry, people are going to be angry, and people are going to be sick, and that's what
Well,
he wants.
yeah, absolutely. Let's read out what Jazzy just said. Andrea, won't you take that for me with Jazzy? Read what Jazzy is saying because she's our reporter on the ground, and our reporter is coming to us live. What do you have, Jazz?
Double health care prices. Everything is more expensive. Nothing actually useful has been done. The
Thank you,
only
Jazzy.
people, again,
Not
he's done
nothing.
something for is him and his friends.
Yep. That's a
So,
hundred.
so just know, guys, the 2026 State of the Union, we know it's going to be live. We will make sure we get off this channel by 8:30 tonight, Eastern Standard Time. That would be out in California. It should be 5:30
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
want to encourage
Pacific.
anybody gonna watch it. Take your BQs first. If you got any BQs that's prescribed to you, take them because you're gonna need it. Your blood pressure, whatever, amlodipine, low sartan, whatever you taking.
But we're not going that route. We're not watching it. We're going to watch the People's State of the Union.
That's what
I'm
I'm gonna
pretty
watch.
sure they're going to counter with all his lies. And that's what I want to hear. I want people to make sure they pay attention to what is not being said and to his lies because they will counter it. And you have places you can watch it, Don Lemon. After this show, will be definitely watching it and being and have commentary behind it. You know what?
Mhm.
I want to transition real quickly because Andrea is bringing up a good point, and I want you guys to make sure that you're well aware of what's going on the SAFE Act. Andrea, what are the 5 things to know about the SAFE Act?
Well, 5 things you want to know about the SAVE Act. First of all, you want to know what the SAVE Act means. It's the Safeguard American Voting Eligibility Act, which requires voters to provide documentary proof of citizenship at the time of registration and a photo ID the time of voting. The Save America Act was passed by the U.S. House of Representatives in February of 2026. And I'm going to drop down to number one. Uh, in effect, the Save America Act introduces a documentation provide requirement for a law that has existed for decades, the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996 explicitly prohibits non-citizens from voting in the federal election. Well, as of yet, when they did a study, it was only one person that had actually voted in Utah without the proper documentation. So
One, one
one person.
out of what? 10 million?
Oh, the whole
Come
the
on.
whole state, the whole state. They actually don't give the number, but the citizens review it in their entirety after every voter registered list. After they have the official vote, they actually go through and look at it again. Additionally, many state election officers began using U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services system-wide alien verification for entitlements programs in 2025 to verify voters' citizenship.
So, guys, please listen up. This is very important. You need to know what the SAVE Act is starting to implement over our voting.
One thing about the SAVE Act is, like I said, you have to have either a passport or a driver's license, or you have to have a consular report of birth abroad, a certificate of citizenship, or a naturalization certificate. While real IDs are often assumed to be reliable proxy for citizenship, they do not definitely establish citizenship. And I know you remember that by last October, we all had to go to real IDs.
So we are supposed to carry our birth certificates around like in our blouse shine so that we can go out and about in case the Gestapo will stop us so they can see it.
The SAVE Act will come into place when you either register to vote or
Okay.
when you're actually voting.
At the polls. And that's my problem at the polls.
You know, I almost told a joke. That was funny.
All right, let's go down to number 3.
Well, I want to read just a little bit more of 2. Even if voters were to provide documentary proof of citizenship, verifying the authenticity of those documents is inherently complex task, one that election officials and motor vehicle departments often do not have the resources or training to perform. So they're making this requirement, and yet they don't have the manpower or even the equipment, because a lot of the software that they use is outdated. Number 3, there are better ways to verify citizenship that put the responsibility on the government and not voters. They can have a front-end verification where the burden is on the voter to prove their citizenship.
Or not on the voter. I think that's what
Or not on, or they can have back-end verification where elections or other government officials, such as those at the Department of Motor Vehicles, consult existing government data to verify voters' citizenship status. And they say both are a trade-off. Front-end verification ranks burdening eligible voters who lack ready access to a proof of citizenship, because everybody doesn't have a passport, everybody doesn't have a driver's license, and if you were born abroad, some of that stuff is lost. I mean, I've lost a lot of stuff moving around the country. Under the back-end approach, it's essential that the states give voters identified as potential non-citizens ample opportunity to prove their citizenship. And if they can't prove it, they can't vote again until it is proven. I'm dropping the 4. The Save America Act could have unintended consequences for election officials and election administrations. For voters who register by mail, the Save America Act requires documentary proof of citizenship to be delivered in person to an election office, effectively nullifying the benefits of mail-in registration. So they're trying to get rid of the mail-in voters. And what if you are of a certain age or a disability that you can't even make it?
Or you out of town?
Well, if out of town, they won't even accept as an excuse, other than, I mean, you'd have to early vote. But say, what if you on a round the world cruise? You know, I'm looking forward to one. You know, that's why I said that. So next, we'll go to number 5. The Save America Act needs more time and resources to be implemented well. This is something that Donald Trump is trying to get past, even though he knows we're not ready for this. And they passed it again in February of 26 that this could push forward, but we need legislations to push back on it. Election Assistant Commission offer implementation guidance right there to states within just 10 days of enactment. Further, the Save America Act offers no funding to states to assist with implementing these costs. So, let's see. They know nobody's going to pay for it. They want to take our $10 billion from IRS and make that beachfront property in the Middle East. What I was thinking too is we need to sue Trump for that, for trying to get IRS money, the money that we put into that fund, to make it illegal for him to take our money and just use it. Misappropriation of funds is what it is.
Absolutely.
So that was it for right now. There's going to be more to come. I was just trying to give you, especially those of you that are married and say you have your name was Johnson before you married and now is Smith. You have to be able to prove how you went from Johnson to Smith. Otherwise, he wants to take away a married person's right to vote. He doesn't want us to vote.
Not the women.
So stay tuned.
That is crazy. But let's take a look at what our comments are out there. One I want to definitely put up. Momo, that's hubby or you? Here's the thing. If you want me to walk around with papers to prove my citizenship, then you need to provide the proper ID or password. We pay enough in taxes. So just issue the bull crap you want out.
And
Don't
now they saying it could cost up to $150 to get your passport. And I think Monique, you narrowed it down for us and told us it wasn't gonna really cost that much over a period of 10 years, but still,
In
if
one
you
fell
implement
swoop.
it in the next 2 years or the next year, because he really wants to have it done by 2028 so that people can't vote. He doesn't care. And so that's why he wants to keep the gas prices high, the food prices high, how to run your electricity at home high. I mean, the bills have, I know people paying $800,000 for their utilities.
It's
See,
gonna
she
go
said
up.
hers is 160. So, it went from 150 yesterday. I just saw 150 yesterday.
Wow.
And in some states, I had my passport when I traveled for my job, and I was in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts themselves charge an additional $50 to process it. So the whole thing cost me like 225, I think. And I mean that's not bad, but I could see it, But I guess if you for those kind, but that's the purpose, right? The motive is to make it difficult for you and to put things out of reach so you can know like how many bubbles are in a bar of soap,
Well, the
things
one
like
thing I
that.
want to tell Jeff is I already have my passport, so I'm trying to keep people informed, and the delusion that we're feeling is from Trump.
You know what, Jeff? Thank you for trolling us. That means that you are definitely providing algorithm, and we love that we have
Mhm.
people, but we are capable of putting each and every one of you where the truth is, and the truth is, Anitra will be providing a written word. Go ahead, Anitra, give it to them.
I'm going to talk about a written word, but I'm going to mention something first. It's just maybe afterwards. I'll wait. So this I wanted you to hear because when I was younger, I was probably about it was like 1990. About the time MC Hammer's "Pray" came out, if anybody's old enough to remember that, and George Michael, who was one of my favorite singers, um, wrote a song, and I remember I had a wisdom teeth taken out, and I remember listening to it in there and going to the TV and just thinking that is an amazing song. Now, fast forward. So that's what, 36 years ago. He wrote this song, and I want to read the words so that, and I would like for you to listen and we'll have discussion on the other end. The song is called Praying for Time. These are the years of the open hand. They will not be the last. Look around now. These are the days of the beggars and the choosers. These are the year of the hungry man whose place is in the past, hand in hand with ignorance and legitimate excuses. The rich declare themselves poor, and most of us are not sure if we have too much, but we'll take our chances because God stopped keeping score. I guess somewhere along the way, he must have let us all out to play, turned his back, and all God's children crept out the back door. And it's hard to love. There's so much to hate. Hanging on to hope when there is no hope to speak of, and the wounded skies above say it's much, much too late. So maybe we should all be praying for time. And then it says, um, these are the days of the empty hand when television takes a stand, and charity is a coat you wear twice a year. You find that sorry, these are the days of the empty hand, and you hold on to what you can. And this is the day of the guilty man, and television takes a stand. And you find that what was over there is over here. So you scream from behind the door and you say, what's mine is not yours. I may have too much, but I'll take my chances because God stopped keeping score. And did you cling to the things that they told you? And did you cover your eyes when they told you that he won't come back because he has no children to come back for? And it's hard to love. There's so much to hate. Hanging on to hope when there is no hope to speak of, and the wounded skies above say it's much, much too late. So maybe we should all be praying for time. That's it. And I'm just saying, it's everything that's there. You know, did you cover your eyes when they told you that what's over there is over here? This is 1990. And I remember hearing that and I said, what we're seeing now is what is over the epitome of and the increase of everything that we feared being in our streets now. And so we thought we were so much better. And like you said, charity is a coat you wear twice a year. And rich men are saying they're so poor, they're destroyed, and they're being burdened, and all these things. But where's God's children when all this is going on? They must have left because they ain't doing nothing about all this stuff and the Epstein files and all this. Where they at? Well, here we are. We're trying. But everybody's not aboard. And so that's what we're here for. So we can unite as a people. Thank you.
We love it. We love it.
Mhm.
Two snaps
That's right.
Z formation.
in
Hmm.
Z formation. That was
Good.
good. That was
I
definitely
enjoyed
good.
that. Even though I'm losing my voice, I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Thank
we did enjoy that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Uh, we're going to transition over back to the Epstein files because, we have to talk about Epstein today. We're going to keep it in the foreground until they give us what we've been asking for, the truth. We know he's there, and I'm not saying allegedly. His name has to be there. You can't be that, want to be a part of everything 100% and then act like, oh, I fired him, I don't know him. It doesn't work that way. So let's hear from the MSNBC folks. MS Now with Ari.
The
I like
Epstein
Ari.
files are leading to major arrests in the UK, huge accountability around the
Oh God.
world with a lot of calls for more action, including inside the United States. I want to do a breakdown about Jean-Luc Brunel, who is a figure that we've now learned from the new files was actually pursued as a potential co-conspirator of Epstein's by the DOJ. Later was finally arrested and in a French prison where he was found dead, and authorities said that he took his own life. The files have released a lot more information about him, including something that was not known in great detail, which is how he ultimately, at one point, appeared to turn on Epstein and might have cooperated with U.S. authorities. Then that fell apart, and the Wall Street Journal reported this, and I'm going to get into the details. And then they didn't appear in the US to pursue him, even though the whole plan was to give him immunity to flip on Epstein. Anyone who's seen a mafia movie or knows how this works, yeah, you flip to get immunity so you don't get in trouble for your exposure or crimes by giving enough valid, usable information on someone else, usually someone you did crimes with. Well, if he offered that and wanted that, and there's evidence of that, why, when he didn't cooperate?
Walking makes you old. Tai Chi makes you young. Make it a habit.
When he didn't give up that information ultimately on Epstein, why didn't they pursue him? People who want immunity usually need it. So that's a big question hanging over all of this. I'm Ari Melber, a lawyer and journalist. You can subscribe for my updates and reports. I've done other pieces on Epstein, including previously about Brunel and the mystery around him. So I'm going to do this with some of the information. The article is by Khadija Safdar in the Wall Street Journal, and I would urge anyone to also take a look at that because I'm going to be drawing on that and the files. But the beginning of all this starts with something we would never normally see. I can tell you as a lawyer, you don't see investigative case files from the FBI and others, and there's good reasons for that sometimes. Here, Congress, under the pressure from the public and people concerned about this, has changed that rule. It's just a law. Laws change. And so one of the most important files, which you can look up, was this confidential, and you see that marked, FBI handwritten notes. The FBI often in these type of scenarios, obviously they have the tools everyone else has, but they will do handwritten, which is harder to leak, et cetera, although over time, of course, it can be saved. And this is an FBI file that says one of Epstein's, it says what appears to say BFs, best friends perhaps, Jean-Luc Brunel has, quote, helped get girls. He is wanting to cooperate. And it goes on to discuss a plan for that and that he's hired a lawyer and how that would work. And so these are notes that date all the way back to a period where Brunel was believed to have considered cooperating.
So let's take a break right quick. Let's talk about it. Back over to you, ladies. I want to answer Master Underlink. Okay. He indicated that he said, well, in the files, Epstein's victim, Virginia Guffrey,
Yes.
swore under oath that Trump, and let me just highlight him real quick because we're going to bring it back around, that that Trump wasn't in the files. I think
She
that's
said he
what
didn't do anything to her.
but she said only to herself. She did
Right.
not say about anyone else. She personally is saying she swore under oath that he did not touch her. But there are other people that are claiming that this is true, especially a young lady that was what, 14 or under per se. So I just really wanted to highlight that.
It's troubling that people will go this far to protect somebody that's so vile. I'm not saying he's guilty of the worst because I don't have proof of that, but I tell you what, he was in the vicinity of the worst. He was laying with the worst, and he knew the worst, or else he's not very smart if he was that close to that much stuff, and that was his friend, and he didn't know. So he's either going to be smart or he's going to be an idiot. One of the two, and he's going to have to play dumb, but he's not dumb. And y'all think he's smart. So why wouldn't he know this? And why wouldn't he play this game? But
But
that's okay. Go take your children over there and let him watch them. Then
mm,
we'll go from there.
If
Master
Trump
Wayne,
didn't really do anything, why is he so scared to release all of the Epstein files? And why in other countries they find sufficient information and to arrest other people? You know, I mean, this is the same Epstein files that they have in the UK that they have here in the United States. Donald Trump has already been named for going, behind the scenes in the Miss America pageants and going into the dressing rooms. Why would he go into dressing rooms? He didn't need. He's not one of the judges. He wasn't one of the judges. He was just one of the hosts.
Chris, 82 109. I'm going to answer your question. In 1996, Donald Trump did call the FBI, but he wasn't calling on Epstein. He was trying to find out, did you have any info on me? Come on, do your homework. Do your homework.
He wanted to know where the party was.
Okay.
But also, he wanted to find out, did they have anything on him?
And
Hmm.
the other thing, he's a racist. In the Epstein files, let's get away from the sex for a second. And I come to find out as I'm reading over the weekend and looking at deep dives that they were hunting black people. I mean, this is what the email implies. He says he's going to a hunting party. He shows up. He said he's going to somebody with a Rothschild name. I don't know anything about that, but that's where he said. And then he gets there and I guess so he's telling a friend about it in the email. And he's like, and guess what? They were N words. And I walked in and I was like, hey, N words. And then they went on about the hunting. Anybody remember the movie Get Out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
And I used to
Yes,
think all these
I
movies
probably
that they
seen it.
show, and they've just been telling us what they've been doing the whole time, whether it's Eyes Wide Shut or whatever. So if you don't see this, it's because you don't want to, sir or ma'am. And I'm
Okay,
sorry
Master
for you.
Link. If you feel that Trump didn't do anything wrong, you stand on that. But when the truth come out, make sure you come back and come talk to us. Yeah, here we
And
go.
we're typically very lenient on sex offenders. I mean, sorry, well, we'll say SA offenders in this country. And example is there's a young man who just got convicted in a town about in my county. Is a very well affluent area. He had over 200 child, SA picture, information downloaded. They gave him 4 years.
Hmm.
He'll be 21 in 4 years. So, who you unleashing on us? You know what I'm saying? 4 years for 200 pictures? And it's because of where he's from, probably, and what he does, but I see it all the time. I used to work in the prison system, and I've seen people get 6 months for the same thing that somebody else got 60 years for, 20 years before that. So it's just very interesting how we do it. It depends on who you know and all this. And I'm really thinking it's deeper than most, and people are dying to tell, if you know what I mean.
Right. I'm just going to finish up this segment with Ari.
If you haven't heard of him, if you haven't followed this case as closely, he's one of the key officials because he held himself out as a kind of modeling scout. He did, and that's debated over whether he was actually an alleged sex trafficker, but that was one of the tools they would use. He went into businesses that had arrangements with Epstein. He was on the flights a lot. So his name was one of those that had been around before. But when we, as investigative journalists and others, got a hold of more files, including late last year, it got worse. Or you could see from the files how much he was on the plane, how much more he was in the emails. These are things that people often would minimize or lie about. So when you get the goods and the records, and now you're looking at two people, Brunel and Epstein, who are both deceased, both, by the way, while awaiting trial, and we can get into that, gives you a different view. So what we learn is that.
Hey guys.
All right. So back over to our segment. The only thing we're saying, we're just trying to give you some info. Let's see what my reporter is saying. Let's go back over here to Master Link. Let's see what he's saying. Keep the what?
Cope. I don't know what that means.
The coke coming? Probably
CO.
crap. Probably crap he meant because he can't
Oh,
spell because he got left behind with the education system.
Oh. Um yeah, we will. We're not swearing for anybody. Anything is possible. You'll be
I don't
surprised.
want children to have been abused. That's not my goal. My goal is that my country is better than that. But from what I'm seeing, it's not. And like Miss Andrea said, what's the cover up for? It like if voting don't matter, why you trying to suppress it? What's the cover up for if there's nothing to suppress? And sometimes
I
you
also feel that if there was nothing going on, he wouldn't have goons going all over these channels and all over these different shows trying to say he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Well, if he didn't do it, release the files.
well, here's the thing. It's not a political or a partisan issue.
mm-mm.
This is about children being essayed. This is about children being trafficked. This is about powerful men. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what party you are. This is about rich, powerful men and some women who believe that they are above the law. And I am sorry, I don't care. It could be anybody's children. It could be a MAGA person's child. I don't
Right.
want to see a child hurt. And
That's right.
I'll be darned if my devotion to some political leader is going to make me turn a blind eye to the kind of corruption and degradation that we're finding coming out in these files every day. I could care less if it's Trump, Clinton, Obama. I don't care who it is. They all need to be held accountable for hurting children. And that is why it is just ridiculous to even engage in conversation with people like this.
And
I
everybody
appreciate them being
that's white
here.
is racist.
And Christians, if you call yourself a Christian, y'all know y'all wrong. Blasphemy. And I'm gonna leave that up to the Lord after that, because vengeance is his, but you will pay.
And we're trying to tell. We don't think Trump is the only one involved in the Epstein files. We think it's a lot of people.
He just our president.
We think it's so many people, and so many people with that have money and can pay people like you to come on these shows, that the information is not going to come out. And as Monique says, we're tired of them messing with children. These are young children.
And you daggone right, I voted for Kamala Harris, and I'll do it again tomorrow.
Well,
Got no
did you
shame in
vote?
that.
The question is, Chris, did
You
you
even
vote?
vote?
Did you vote? Exactly.
And somebody's in there complaining about my upside down flag. So I guess you should say that our American soldiers who were in distress in the fields and hung their flags upside down should leave our country. They disgust you.
The
People
four
that
of us are
died for
stolen
our
property.
country
We in distress.
disgust you.
Let's read from Hope. But we like this. This is what we're made for. So we will definitely be challenged, and we have your answers. So the question here is, you people that put the American flag upside down disgust me. Okay. When the Supreme Court Alito put and his wife put the flag upside down, did they
In their
discuss
yard.
you in their yard? See, you can't have it both ways. Leave the US if you don't respect your country. It's not even about respect my country. It's about, is my country respecting us as
Right.
people? We don't want, you guys fail to realize, we don't work for Trump. Trump works for us. He might
That's
have
what they forget.
bamboozled and hoodwinked you in thinking that we work for him. But no, it's the other way around. He works for us.
And he's a
We're
scammer.
paying for him to be there. He have hoodwinked all of you in thinking, at least most of you, in thinking that this country is crap. But that's why you have these powerful people standing here defending that flag. And if that flag is upside down, it's in distress, because
And if we
guess what? Her family members.
oh, she didn't went off. Literally. So we're gonna clean it up. Y'all done got her fired up. We in distress. Lead people down, lead people in distress.
And
Okay,
we
we
keep
done
saying,
fell out. It's
if
just
Oprah is
ridiculous.
guilty,
Somebody asked me about it when they watched the show, and I said, this is our constitutional right, so it don't really matter what you think, thank goodness.
How do
But
you know what I am?
he's
How do you
trampling
know I'm
all on
not a
that. So if you
soldier?
don't want your
How do you
constitutional
know
rights,
I'm not a
because
soldier?
if I use mine, you lose
can't hear her.
yours. And it's a slippery slope. So you go and keep supporting old Orange and Chief.
You don't
And I'm
know
gonna drink
who's
the
a soldier
juice.
and who's not a soldier. I don't care who. I
Because
don't
anybody
care
got
if it's
time for this. It's
male or
disgusting.
female
You
And
in
he's
know,
getting
it
ready to sit up
doesn't.
here and lie tonight with the liars, supporters, and all these people.
Nitra.
One day, the chicken's gonna come home to roost.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I don't
Mm-mm.
think she can hear us.
She can't hear us. That's what I.
Hear you.
Hey, lady, welcome back.
Yeah,
Nitra can't hear us.
yeah. That one just really went to, the next level for me, because, most of us have died on this wall for our country. We have hit the pavement day in and day out. Nothing is free to us. We work very hard to get any and everything that we need. We don't get handouts, and you have the nerve to tell us to leave this country.
Well, that's why you can't let them upset you, because they don't live the life we live.
Like it is. He's not upsetting me. I'm speaking my piece, and I have the right to speak my piece.
That's right.
It's just very, very difficult to have a dialogue or a discourse with someone who has already made up their mind. You know, as we get information, as we learn, and we regurgitate that information, your opinion might change on something. You know, the more you find out, the more educated you are, you have to be open to what is true and what is not. And you have to be able to expand your horizons beyond your little thought bubble to be able to have an intelligent discourse with someone without resorting to personal attacks.
Right.
Because that person doesn't know anything about me. How does she know that I'm not a soldier or I never was a soldier? He or she, whoever they were. I may have every right. And just as an American citizen, I have a right to fly my flag any way that I want to fly it. And if I feel like my country is in distress right now, then that's how I'm going to fly my flag, because I don't recognize my country right now. I love my country and respect my country, and I want my country to live up to its promise.
And if they are supporting Trump so much, why aren't they watching the State of the Union?
Because they know the State of the Union is crap right now, and they don't want to hear about it.
The same way he wasn't watching the Good Rock Halftime show. He was watching Bad Bunny.
Okay, having your flag upside down is protected by the First Amendment. So to say someone needs to leave for doing that just signals you want this country to be some dictatorship. You got freedom of speech. You know, you are free to feel and act the way you want to, as long as you're not harming nobody else. And things we're speaking out about are harming young girls. Girls, I mean, they're not even old enough to make decisions themselves, and you're taking their childhood from them.
Well, not even young girls. It's also young men as well.
And young men, that's right.
Period. It's just children. And children have no one to take up for them in this country, it seems.
And who took over the business? Because I don't think it's ended. Somebody else gonna pick it up. Like it's like one cartel down, another cartel up. You know what I mean?
It's already been picked up. So
no one said that.
Okay, so let's go on. I mean, we're giving them too much. It was fun for a minute talking.
It is, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but I want to make sure I get to the sweet part.
I just only want to say this: that our country is built of many individuals, many people, and many places. And guess what? We have the right. I'm tired of people thinking that we do not have the right to say and feel how we feel.
That's right.
Earn my right. We earned our right.
And I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I am an American. And the product of stolen property, if you want to get that, if you want to go there. So we don't get more American than this, because I have even though I may be from somewhere, I don't know that somewhere. So this is the only somewhere I know. So this is where I love, live my life, celebrate, cry. I'm in distress, and I expect our country to do what's right by us. And I will fight for that until there's blood on my fingers, blood on my body. I will fight.
And as long as Trump is living in the people's house, I can say whatever I want to say.
With that said, we're going to move on to our next part of our segment. It is the sweeter side of food, and that is going to be by Momo. But we're going to play this video, and hopefully it will tantalize.
Really? love cookies.
So go, Mama.
Okay. Just a little preamble here. Traditional Creole desserts are a rich blend of French, Spanish, African, and Native American influences. And then later on, as Haitians and Jamaicans and Caribbean islands started to migrate to New Orleans, we got a lot of that too. Deeply rooted in the culinary history of New Orleans, which is where I'm from. These sweets are often characterized by the use of sugarcane, pecans, sweet potatoes, and dairy, designed to be comforting, indulgent, and celebratory. So August is going to put up some pictures, and I'm just going to explain to you guys a little bit about what the things are. Now, this is what's called a chantilly cake.
Mm.
And I attempted making this for the first time, I think a couple of years ago. My mom actually requested this from me because outside of New Orleans, it's hard to find. You can't find a bakery that will make this outside of Louisiana. It's very, very difficult to find. And it's a light sort of chiffon cake, and it has fruit and whipped cream, and the icing is a cream cheese icing. So it's a very light cake. It's huge. It could be anywhere from 3 to 4 to 6 layers. And it's a very
I'm
high.
about that life right there.
Yes.
So why do you think people don't want to make it in other states? You know?
I'm sure it's not about them not wanting to make it. I think it's just it's sort of inducive to that region.
Right.
So you just can't find it. You can't find too many bakers that even have a recipe or know how to make it.
Okay.
And now
It's like finding a good tres leches cake in the middle of Indiana.
Yes. This is
Mhm.
bread pudding. And how bread pudding kind of came around is, in the South, you pretty much get bread with every meal. Sometimes you had a little left over, and nobody really wants to eat day-old bread. So what you do is you would get this bread that kind of hardened up a little bit. And of course, the ancestors, being as creative as they are, don't want to let anything go to waste. You put in some raisins, some milk, some sugar, some cinnamon and nutmeg. You soak the bread in it, and you put it in the oven and bake it. And you can use like rum sauce, whiskey sauce, caramel sauce, sugary sauce, or you could eat it plain. There are many different ways to make it, but that's bread pudding.
And then you can't have enough leftover bread, huh?
No, and people have started making bread on purpose. And
right.
to make it. And now this is, they call this the cousin to the beignet. This is what's called a kalas. It's a rice fritter, whereas beignets are made with flour.
Wow.
It's like a donut. But these are rice fritters, and you could have them for breakfast. You deep fry them with a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon and sprinkle them with powdered sugar.
They look so crispy and delicious.
I've never had them.
And this is what's called Bananas Foster. And this was actually created in a famous restaurant in New Orleans called Brennan's. And all it is it's real simple. It's basically just bananas baked with vanilla ice cream put on top, but it's the sauce that makes it, really special.
So is there a base to the Bananas Foster? Because when I didn't know what I was doing, but I made some made some French toast, some in French, what is called French toast? Oh no.
French toast?
Yeah. And then I put some bananas and syrup and butter. And when I had it, I said, "Oh, this is delicious." And I told someone I had, and they said, "Well, Andrea, you had French toast, French
Toast Foster. Yeah. It's
And
basically, it's just butter, brown sugar, cinnamon. And then they flambe it. And then they put the ice cream, and then they put like a little caramel sauce over it. That's all it is.
But yours don't have no bread under it.
No, there isn't supposed to be bread.
They had it on Set It Off the movie, and they were all sitting around the table. And I remember
then is bananas and ice cream.
Now this is what's called a New Orleans cream cheesecake, and it's a little different from a regular cheesecake. It doesn't use Philadelphia cream cheese. It uses what's called Creole cream cheese, which is more like a curd. It's sort of reminiscent of cottage cheese. Only it's sweet. And so that's all that is that
Like a ricotta,
uh,
almost.
almost like a ricotta. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you use what now?
It's Creole cream cheese. So it's
Mhm.
made like a cheesecake, but you don't use Philadelphia cream cheese. You use Creole cream cheese, and
Oh, I
that's
bet you that's delicious.
But
it's
you use
really good.
cottage cheese instead.
No. Creole cream cheese. I just
Creole
was
cream
saying the
cheese.
consistency is sort of
A little
like cottage
thicker.
cheese. Yeah.
And
That looks
soft.
delicious.
I
Mhm.
want some. Ooh, beignets.
And that's the beignets, good old Cafe Du Monde. You can get them pretty much anywhere in New Orleans now, but Cafe Du Monde still, to me, has the best beignets. Beignets and coffee is basically a deep fried donut. Sprinkle it with powdered sugar, have it with a little bit of cafe au lait. Delicious.
The closest I'm getting to a beignet here is Popeyes.
Huh?
Love that chicken from Popeyes. They
They
got some
try.
strawberry ones.
Yeah, they try. It's not
They
quite,
tried.
but they try. Yeah.
They really tried.
Hmm. Oh, okay. The picture afterwards is going to be the king cake, but it's just the king cake is a cake. It's like a braided, almost like a braided cinnamon roll. You sprinkle it with purple, green, and yellow. There it is. Yeah, with the sugar. It's eaten at Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And what you do is they usually have it at parties, and there's a little plastic baby in the cake, and you slice up the cake, and whoever gets the slice with the little baby in it, first of all, it's supposed to be a sign of good luck and prosperity. But also, traditionally in New Orleans anyway, whoever gets the slice with the baby in it has to make the next king cake and has to throw the next Mardi Gras party. So, yeah, that's what that is. That's the king cake.
I need to know that, so I'll let everybody get their slice first. I ain't got no money for no parties. It's beautiful, though.
Yep. And there it all is.
And that's what makes life rich and full, is sitting around with family and friends, sharing good, warm food, conversation, maybe playing a game or watching TV or just talking. And it makes life really worth it. And it's better. Just share with somebody. Sit down with somebody that you don't have anything to do with, and invite them over and have a beignet and talk.
And it's just the richness of the culture. New Orleans is such a cosmopolitan place. It's such a blend of so many different cultures. And when you start getting a bunch of people, and all their different cultures and stuff, and you're throwing all that into some food, oh, my goodness. I'm telling you.
Yeah, travel opens your mind up. I like travel.
Yes,
I'm eating things now in my old age that I didn't try before, and different things, and and I love it. And I'm always interested in the next new thing, because you never know.
My hubby said, "Who's better? Tell the truth." I'm wondering, what is he talking about?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, like what are you talking about, babe?
Who's better? Tell the at cooking, him or you?
Oh no, he can throw down in the kitchen. Like
okay,
that might be the question.
Well, last week when I was showing you guys the food, the jambalaya that I showed you guys, the picture of the jambalaya, that's his recipe.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah.
But who bakes the best?
He said him.
No, he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. He said he's questioning who's the best, and these are sweet.
You know what he's good at. Traditional New Orleans, right? Come on in. Let me see what I got in this cabinet. I'm gonna throw something together for you. So it's like whatever you got, you put it all in a pot.
I like somebody can go in there and come out with something. You like, I didn't even know that was in there.
He is much better at that than me. It's like if I don't have an ingredient, it's like he's like,
me.
We can fix that. We can fix that.
When you have 6 to 10 kids in the house, you learn how to find stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm from the old school. I know about a little something, but I don't know everything, But I'm so glad I know how to cook. It's very good. And I wish, and I like that mothers and grandmothers are still show this to their kids and stuff, because it's important to keep it going. So if mothers out there, if you're listening, share a recipe with a kid. Take time, spend them together. Y'all bake together or something, and you'll be amazed what they say while you're baking. It's like play therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might find out some business.
I just made some sausage and beans last night and some cornbread, and because my son was like, "Mommy, can we have some sausage and beans?" And he said, he said, the kind of sausage I like to eat.
Now, Jazzy, is that Cajun rice or is that dirty rice you're talking about?
That
Yeah,
major dessert
she said
or
Cajun
major.
rice, but what
Cajun
kind?
rice or dirty rice?
Oh yeah.
I like dirty rice.
My friend swear by it. He used to get it every time we used to
Okay,
party.
that's what I thought she was talking about. Dirty rice.
You talking about?
I love dirty rice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, with that said, we are at the bottom of the hour. But before we go, I just only wanted to remind everybody that women are doing their thing. Let's give a hand of applause to our U.S. women for the hockey team. I'm so proud of them.
So proud.
Because they have really taken the sport and the game to the next level. So definitely they stand in applause. We definitely give them a
So did they get to ride in a private jet with the men?
I don't think they wanted to.
They
Well,
did
I know.
not.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But they should have had
They
a private
did.
jet too if that's the case.
But the
I get
U.S.
them a
women,
private bus.
they declined
Oh,
Trump's
party bus.
they declined Trump's invitation to the State of the
Oh, I'm
Union.
proud of
They
them.
did. They
So
did.
they
Yeah,
felt
they
like
did.
they did not want to do that. They rather celebrate in other ways.
Women rock.
Yeah,
It's
they
another
do.
blow to the Canadians, though. We've been doing the Canadians wrong, and now we done beat them at hockey. They having us. They in a dark season right now. So
Well, they
if you know a
already
Canadian,
boycotting us.
reach out and check on them.
Oh, come on now. Elbows up, my Canadian brothers. It's all right.
Okay, it's
Well,
all good. We love you.
I must also be fair and said that the men also won.
They did.
They also won.
Mhm.
And
They keep bad company afterwards, but yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
won
won the
some.
gold. They won the gold. I'm proud of them. Both hockey teams.
Very
absolutely.
interesting because we hadn't won in what
46 years.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
Flavor Flav did what?
Flavor Flav invited the female hockey team to some party or something, some gathering he was having because they
Oh,
declined
okay.
the White
And
House.
I didn't realize how involved he was. He's like sponsors our women's the swimming people that I can't get synchronized swimming team.
Mhm.
That
And
is true.
that's why he was in the pool with him. He does a lot for him, like gives them money. I said, Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
Well, we're
Mhm.
winding down to
911.
the bottom of the hour. And also, I want to get in. So we're going to start off with Anitra with her closing words.
Praying for time. I think we all should be praying for time. And remember that the things we do here versus there may not always match, and it doesn't mean they're wrong or we're right, or they're right and they're wrong. But as humans, we have to learn to live and align ourselves together so that we can have a better union, united as a people.
Andrea.
Well, what I was just thinking is nothing lasts forever. Sometimes people, who think about taking their own lives and don't know that change is coming. Nothing lasts forever. Keep hope alive.
Definitely.
And Momo.
And just remember, as we're walking through this world, it's not our ultimate destination. Yes, that's Dexter. Sorry, guys.
I know, that's funny.
It's not our ultimate destination. Keep our eyes on the prize. And all we're trying to do down here is make our lives a little bit richer, a little bit sweeter, and a little bit more lovely. So when you see somebody, don't automatically assume that they're an enemy. Just think of them as another child of God and pray for them.
Powerful words. And with my closing, I thank each and every one of you. Please like and subscribe. We need the numbers. The numbers did go up today. And guess what? We're here, iron sharpening iron. That's the only way you can get better. If you're the smartest one in your group, then that means you need to get a new group because you're not learning anymore. You're stagnant. So if you want to definitely enrich your life, always strive for someone else to take you to the next height. So iron, sharpening iron. And in this group, we sharpen one another with very powerful tools, our words. And last but not least, please always join us tomorrow night with the rest of the team and Friday, Voices from the Edge. And next week, please know that we will have some very engaging topics, but also we will definitely talk about preserving herbs to make them last longer and layering flavors in your cooking. So Momo will come back and give us some ways and tips in cooking. So we'll look forward to that. Not sure why I keep hearing, but anyway, please, thank you for stopping by and have a great night.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Stay safe and woke.
We the people unite.